Hey guys, Amanda here. So today I am talking about Topiramate. Now I thought that I had made updates about this, but apparently I hadn't, so I'm sorry about that. Alright, so I started off at 25 milligrams, and at first that was okay. It was for migraines, and it also can help with seizure disorders, and it can also help with bipolar disorder, and it can also help with depression, from what I understand. And it was given to me for migraines by my general practitioner. And then after I was on it for a month, my psychiatrist took it over because she thought it would be a good idea for me to be on it for the migraines, and if it helped at all with my moods, then she would take it over. And after a month went by, she took it over. And sometime after that, I ended up getting the Botox, and I got the Botox, and that helped, and it worked for about, I think it was about 3 weeks or so. I can't remember exactly. I know I made a video on it, but whatever the time frame was on that, it worked for however long. And whether 2 weeks, 3 weeks, 4 weeks, I can't remember exactly, but there were days that I got the migraines, and they said that that would happen. It was just my first round, and she didn't give me the full dosage amount either, and she didn't put the dosage in my shoulder area, like in the trapezius muscles, as either, so that wasn't part of it, so I didn't get that either. And so it had started to wear off a bit, and I started having a lot of the migraines again. So I had called about a week after because she wanted to know how I was doing, the person who gave me the Botox, and I let her know I think I had like a couple headaches that week, or migraines. I say headaches, migraines, I go back and forth, so I'm sorry if I go back and forth, but I mean the same thing. Migraines is what I mean. And she said to wait the entire month and then call her back and let her know how I was doing. So after the month, I had called back to give her the message of how I had been doing, and the Botox had fully worn off in terms of its effectiveness by then, and they were back, and I had them every day, and it was pretty bad. So she recommended that I call my psychiatrist and have her increase my dosage. So I did that, and it was increased to 50 milligrams. And that 50 milligrams twice a day. So I was on 25 milligrams, and I can't remember if that was I think that was once a day, and then I was on 50 milligrams, and I think that was once a day or twice a day. I can't remember. I think it was twice a day. And so I was taking that, and it was working better. I would feel the migraines start to come on, and I would still get them. They weren't as bad, but they were still there, and it was interfering with, thinking and doing things, because I was constantly getting all this pressure and pain, and I'm like, I still had to, cover things, and like the light, it was still pretty unbearable and things like that. Like, it was very hard, like the light sensitivity, the noise, it was hard to deal with, but I still had things that I had to do, so I kind of just bared it. And after a while, I don't remember how long it was. I'm not really sure how long. I want to say a few months, give or take. I had, because I think I had been meeting with my psychiatrist about excuse me, every 6 to 8 weeks, based on her schedule. So sometimes it would be like 2 months before I'd see her. So it could have been like 4 months. And I finally said, I'm still getting these these migraines, and what can I do about it? And she said, well, why don't we ask the person who gives you the Botox and see what she thinks, and then we'll go from there. So I called that person, and she suggested at that point, because you have to wait so much time in between your Botox injections, to increase it to 100 milligrams twice a day. So I called my psychiatrist back and left the message of what she had recommended, and we had I can't remember if she had physically called. Yeah, she physically called me back, and we talked about it and we discussed it, because I remember her telling me going up, how she wanted me to go up. She wanted me to do 4 days on the 50 and then switch to 4 days on the 100. And after the 4 days of being on 100 milligrams twice a day, she wanted me to notice how I felt in case it was too much, because it can be too much for some people. There can be some side effects, such as cognitive abilities. For instance, you may have trouble speaking. You might not be able to, like your executive functioning, that might be off, or however that presents. I'm not really sure, but she said just be aware of that. If people are saying like you're not making sense, or things like that, just be aware of that. And I said okay. But I haven't had any of those symptoms, not that I am aware of. Nobody has brought that to my attention. I've been to doctor's appointments, I've gone to physical therapy, I've been around a lot of people, and nobody has said, are you okay? Like, you're not speaking right, you're not making sense, like, is there something wrong? Nobody has said that to me, so I think I'm good in that department. And being on the 100 milligrams has actually helped me out a lot in terms of the migraines, for sure. I still get, like, I guess, I don't know if this is a term, but I would just say mini migraines, if that makes any sense to anyone who's ever had a migraine. So what it feels like to me is, now mine kind of come on in the back of my head and kind of come up and then come forward. Sometimes they can just be like right here, like that thing behind you, it's like behind your eye, and it just feels like your eye's being pushed forward and out of your head, that kind of thing. But for the most part, it kind of starts in the base and kind of comes up, and it comes this way. And then it kind of feels like what's going on is there's this other force going, oh no, I don't think so. And it's kind of like it's kind of trying to push it back at the same time, but I can feel it. And sometimes I do have that like headache, migraine, I'm sorry, I keep saying that, but sometimes I do have that pain that comes on, and I do have to take time to relax and be in a quiet, calm, darker environment. It doesn't have to be pitch dark, but just to relax, quiet my mind. But it's not as bad as it used to be. It's so much better, but I still get them, but I feel so much better on this higher dose. So that's my experience on it. And like, again, I thought I had made updates. I think what I did is that I would start a topic on a video, and then I would say somewhere in the video about the medication. I think that's what I did. So I'm like, oh, I talked about it. But I didn't actually just make a plain video on it. And I apologized for that, because I said I would keep you guys updated. So I apologize. My bad. So if you have any more questions, if I didn't answer any questions that you may have had or still have about the Topiramate, let me know, and I will try and answer your questions if I have the answers for you, okay? So if you're thinking about going on Topiramate or Toparamax, so sorry, Topamax, whichever one your bottle says. It's the, you know, the same thing. One's generic, one is brand name. You know, just make sure you look up the side effects and all that stuff, and just make sure you talk with your provider who's going to be prescribing it for you. You know, talk to them about, you know, what to look for just in case. Just make sure that you cover your bases before you take it. Make sure that you start out on a lower dose and then titrate up slowly, but not, you don't want to just bam, 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 you know, depending on your situation, because everyone is different. But just follow what your doctor says and just see how it goes. And if you have any issues with the medication, talk to your doctor and then go from there. So, so there you have it. Topiramate, 100 milligrams twice a day. That's what I'm on right now. And my next round of Botox for the migraines is the 30th of this month. So we'll see what happens, because she said that she's going to increase the dosage. So maybe I might not need the 100 milligrams twice a day if she increases it, and then if she does put it in these muscles, because these muscles here, they get really tense, like, and that's where I get a lot of my pain, and it is like in the back and up in here and stuff. I can feel it. So we'll see what happens. So anyway, that's my video on Topiramate / Topamax. Thank you for watching. I hope you all are taking care of each other, taking care of yourselves, and doing well. And I hope that you are being safe out there, getting your last minute gifts and all that stuff. I love you guys, and I will see you in my next video. Bye, guys.